So picture this. It's 1977 at the International Terminal of O'Hare Airport, and I meet this very stylish couple among a group of people who were traveling to Israel. My husband and I had chosen to go to Israel with a group from Congregation Beth Or in Illinois. I never could have imagined that 40 years later, I would still be in touch with Jeffrey and Susan. A little bit about Jeffrey's background. One of Jeffrey's greatest influences was his maternal grandfather, and he was raised in an Orthodox environment, and he developed a love for Jewish learning and Judaism. But as he matured, his spiritual identity changed as well. Jeffrey embraced a healthy skepticism and a commitment to the use of reason for discovering truth. And as his ideas changed, so did that religious identity. As a young adult, he identified first with agnosticism and then atheism. Yet his detachment from a personal God could not pry him away from that early attachment to Jewish education and culture. Jeffrey, you called it your Jewish soul. By chance, he discovered Rabbi Daniel Friedman at Beth Or in 1975, the humanistic Jewish congregation on the North Shore of Chicago at the time. He and Susan became intensely involved in the community, teaching Sunday school, serving on the board. In the early 1980s, Jeffrey joined the SHJ Board of Directors and became president of the SHJ from 83 to 85, when I was the executive director of the society. Now, as Jeffrey's career developed and his life circumstances changed, the family moved from Chicago to LA, to North Carolina, and then to Phoenix, which meant he belonged to Beth Or, Adat HaVerim, Kol Haskalah, and now Or Adat. I think you win the trophy. Jeffrey's leadership skills were and are evident in everything he undertakes. After moving to Phoenix, Jeffrey slid into leadership at Or Adat and started studying to become a Madrikh in the Institute Leadership Program. I was privileged to have him as a learner in 2 of the classes that I taught. He brought to each class experience, dedication, energy, a commitment to excellence, his ridiculously wonderful sense of humor, and his inability to write a paper of less than 30 pages in length. He has already set his next goal, to become a humanistic rabbi. It is with great pleasure that I welcome Jeffrey Schesnol to this podium in honor of his graduation.
I'm a little verklempt. Shabbat Shalom. When I was a child, my grandfather, my Zaidi, stressed how important it was to follow Jewish tradition and told me the greatest achievement would be to become a rabbi. But the overriding goal in life was to be a mensch. Between him and my parents, they started me on an odyssey of Jewish education, cultural values, and ethical behavior. A lifelong journey or quest to make a difference in my life and in the lives of others. As I was using voice activation in my phone in a text advising someone of my making this trip here, I was telling him I was going to Detroit to be ordained as a Madrikh. In the voice activation typed out, Mad Greek. So either is a Madrikh or a Mad Greek. I stand before you today receiving this official acknowledgement, and I'm very proud to receive this recognition. Thank you. I've spent the last 4 years of my life learning, leading, and loving. I've been learning about my people's origins, Roots, history, culture, geographic variations, basic ideas. This is the list of all the courses. It's a lot, but it's only a good start. I want to be a lifelong learner, not someone who thinks they know it all and have all the answers. I want to be a student forever, always learning, discovering, and open to new ideas and perspectives, and in this way, I'll be able to revise and update and improve my understanding and skills. I've spent the last 4 years leading a group of like-minded people at Oradam Congregation in Phoenix, Arizona. In our combined journey of growth, holiday life cycle celebrations, social activities, adult and youth education, and community engagement, and by being a spokesman for secular humanistic Judaism in northern Arizona. I've spent the last 4 years of my life loving what I do, and I've gotten the joy and satisfaction of my own enrichment while serving others' needs through counseling and creating and officiating at many life cycle celebrations, and the feeling of enhancing their lives with words of hope, encouragement, love, or consolation. And it's given me this great gift of chesed, doing something to do for other people out of actually caring. I want to thank my teachers, mentors, colleagues, congregants, and especially my family, for all their guidance, patience, and influence. I want to particularly thank Rabbi Sherwin Wine, who after the Hebrew Union College refused to ordain humanistic rabbis, realized that a new program of training our own leaders was required. And he encouraged me back in 1985 while we were taking a walk along Central Park West on our way back to our hotel from the Ethical Culture Society where we were at a meeting. He said, you need to become a Madrikh. You need to become a leader in our movement. Well, Sherwin, it took a while, but I did act on your advice. Recently, a 92-year-old Holocaust survivor acquaintance advised me to ignore a feeling of maybe I'm just too old for the challenges of taking this further. And he said, if you think it's something that's really important and it's going to satisfy your dreams, do it. And so following his advice, I have been accepted into the Spartus Institute in Chicago's Master of Jewish Studies program and for the IISHJ Rabbinic program. When my family learned of this acceptance, they called to congratulate me. My grandson, he got on Skype with my great-granddaughter, who said, "Good luck in rabbit school, So the accomplishment of this Madrikh certification and continued professional development, pursuit of rabbinic ordination, is an investment in myself and building and leading our philosophical and cultural humanistic Jewish movement. I would like to contribute by speaking and sharing, teaching, inspiring, and living the core values of humanistic Judaism, and by believing in and behaving in the following ways. In the ethical values and social justice, literature, art, and traditions of the Jewish people and all humanity as our tradition. That human dignity, determination, empathy, reason, and intelligence, not faith in the supernatural, is the guide to understanding. That we can be good without God, that's a Greg Epstein reference, and it leads to lives of purpose and compassion, to be good and moral, because it's the right thing to do. In connecting to one another, making a positive impact on the world, we celebrate all of humanity. We work together to repair the world, to kun along, and take action for change, and be mindful of what prompts the need for that. We're celebrating right now, or commemorating, I should say, the 79th anniversary of Kristallnacht, November 9th and 10th, 1938. We have to make sure we act and don't never allow that to happen. We practice lo ta'amod al dam re'ach. Do not stand idly by. We act to help each other, our domains, sustainability, and practicing civic responsibility. In seeking moral practice, tzedek, tzedek tirdof, justice, justice, you shall pursue. In using music, reinterpreted liturgy, spiritual and ancestral, cultural and ethical experience to replace prayer with meditative, contemplative, regenerating introspection in all celebrations. In a human-centered, non-religious community with no restrictions as to belief or denomination, people from all branches of Judaism and all acquaintances are welcome, Jews by birth or by choice or by association. Kol Yisrael avim zel lazel. All Jews are guarantors for each other and for Jewish identity and survival. How one practices their beliefs is not as important as the connections we make in our secular humanistic Jewish experience. With Gimlut Chasidim, acts of loving kindness, and mitzvot, good deeds, and tzedakah, righteous giving, we believe in love. V'ahavta l'reacha kamocha, you shall love your neighbor as yourself, and as you love yourself, you will love your neighbor. My hope that I will be an ever more helpful leader and become the mensch that my Zaidi would admire, continuing to climb to higher levels of menschlichkeit and inspire others to do likewise. And together, we are reinventing and actualizing our Jewish tradition in many important ways that my Zaidi wouldn't understand, but he would be proud. Thank you.